Yo, what is up guys, it is Masso2010 here, and today we have something that I'm not gonna lie, I was not expecting for like at least like 8 months or maybe a year. But, you know, I'm okay with it. Volume 8 sneak peek. Like I said, I was very surprised by this. I thought we were gonna get like, you know, maybe something from Red vs. Blue or maybe Genlock. But no, RWBY Volume 8. I mean, not that I'm complaining, I'm very surprised by this. And it's only 30 seconds long, so there's not gonna be any major spoilers, so you ready? Let's do this, shall we?
Alright, the others are definitely missing out.
Speeder bikes, that's cool. That's interesting. Okay. Yeah, that's it. Okay, that's interesting. And not exactly what I was expecting. Okay, that's not exactly what I was expecting, like, at all. Like, I've seen a few, like, pieces of information here and from there, from, like, Rooster Teeth, from other YouTubers and all that. And one of the main things was that apparently the entirety of Volume 8 takes place over, like, the course of a few days or a few hours. Which is pretty interesting, which gave me the feeling that it was going to be, like, a non-stop fight. You know? Just a non-stop battle between Atlas and Salem. But, I mean, this is weird because, I mean, this is Mantle, isn't it? It's not like weird side city or village that we didn't know about. But no, this is Mantle, it's the same design and everything. And what the fuck where are the Grimm? Like, I mean, there's no Grimm, doesn't look like there's any damage. I mean, so is the whole season going to take place after Salem's initial attack, maybe? Because, I mean, you think of if there was a massive giant Grimm whale, and I think like a massive horde of Grimm, like, and I mean, I don't think we've ever seen a Grimm horde that size, even when Beaconfeld wasn't that big. I mean, there should be like at the very least damage to buildings. Ooh, actually, what was that on? Okay, so there's some damage, some upturned cars, some rubbish and all that, but this is interesting. There's nowhere near as much damage as there should be. Unless, of course, Salem just bypassed Mantle completely and went straight for Atlas. Which does make sense to me. It's what I would do if I was Salem. I would just immediately try and attack, well, the Navy for starters, all those ships, then take the floating island. Because their main goal would be the staff and the lamp, which Cinder has. No sign of Penny in this, so chances are she's with RWBY, Weiss and Blake. And Pietro and Maria? Yeah, it's Maria. So the chances, I'm not sure what's happening here. I mean, are they like trying to get out of Atlas, or are they trying to save Atlas? I mean, it makes sense they'd want to try and save Atlas, considering they were the reason that, well, it's leaderless right now, because Ironwood's not really, well, you know, fit to lead. Winter's fucked up. Clover's dead. The Aesops are out of action, so no one's really in charge of Atlas right now, I'd say, except like maybe the individual captains on each ship. Maybe a colonel. I mean, they are technically leaderless, but they are still a military, so it would make sense that they have some form of command structure. Unless Salem's occupied the city. I mean, Salem could have destroyed the Navy and just taken Atlas hostage, which I don't know if I can easily see her doing that. She doesn't seem to be one to care about people, and I can't imagine the Grimm just like standing guard over like hordes of people and not attacking them. I mean, it makes sense that Salem could do that, but I mean, I can also see her not being able to do that because she didn't create the Grimm, did she? I mean, the God of Darkness did. I mean, I understand she has like some measure of control over Grimm. I mean, she's modified them to her own ends, but can she directly control all Grimm, or can she just like make suggestions about what they should do? Because I mean, I doubt she's on top of that wheel going, okay, you Nevermore go that way, you Beowulfs go that way. I mean, I can't imagine her being able to do that. Well, I mean, I can, but it seems unlikely. Unless it's related to that gem in her head and all the black veins on her arms and all that, because they weren't there when we found out what happened to her, or how she became how she is. This is interesting. See, it looks like maybe it's just teams Juniper. No, not Juniper. It's teams RWBY and what was the new team Juniper called? Whatever. Oscar, Nora, Ren, and John. They're kind of just doing their own. It's like they're a resistance or something. Ooh, actually, I could see them being a resistance. Kind of like fighting Salem in secret. This is very interesting, I'm not gonna lie. It's giving me a lot to think about in just 30 seconds. Because, like, nothing's happened. I mean, it doesn't look like anything's happened. Actually, maybe the opening trailer for this will be RWBY and Juniper. No, why do I keep on calling them Juniper? Is it Ranger? No, that's not Ranger, that was the other one. It could just be the main characters fighting off Salem's army and being driven back. Like, that could be like the opening, you know what I mean? Or like the character shorts. Not the character shorts, I mean, we know who these characters are, but you get what I'm saying. This is going to be interesting, I'm not going to lie. I'm actually very curious to see what's going to happen. Yeah, I don't think I have anything else to say about this. I mean, what else can I say about it? It's just, I mean, I was expecting a massive, like, I was expecting Mantle to just not be there anymore. You know, just be rubble, let alone just abandoned. I mean, I know they were evacuating Mantle at the end of Volume 7, but I mean, the whole reason they all fought is because they stopped the evacuation, didn't they? Because Ironwood just stopped it. Because they were going to move Atlas, and they needed the ships to do that. This is... Yeah, okay, I don't think there's much more I can say about this. Also, some things, like, some people... Like, I'm kind of curious why Yang's with this lot instead of Nora. Though I suppose... Actually, I'm actually glad this is happening. Because I saw a video the other day about how... I can't remember who it was, but this YouTuber, like, just mentioned certain things that just didn't add up. And one of them was, like, how these characters don't really interact with each other. They always just stay in their own pairings. But I am glad... Like, have you ever seen one time where, like, Ren and Yang have ever had, like, a conversation? Like, ever? Because I saw this video the other day, like, that video, and one of the first things that she said was that RWBY and Blake have never had a conversation, like, between themselves. Like, a proper conversation between themselves, and it's just never happened ever. Like, am I wrong? Has that ever happened? Because I don't think it has. I mean, even Yang and Weiss had a conversation when they were talking about their parents and all that, and Weiss said about all that shit about her dad. But this, though, I mean, are RWBY and Blake even friends? Because they've never even spoken, they've never had a private conversation on screen, and that kind of annoys me. But hopefully they'll do it this time, and hopefully Yang and Ren will have a nice talk. Because, well, they've never had a conversation, ever. Have they? No, I don't think they have. In fact, I don't think Yang and John have ever had a real conversation. See, this is the thing that Rooster Teeth's doing that I'm not really agreeing with. These guys, they're in a battlefield, they're fighting, they're fighting for their lives, they're having each other's backs. There needs to be, like, you know, some form of, like, connection between them, because so far they just don't seem like friends. Because, I mean, Yang and Blake always go together. Jean at least has conversations with some of his teammates. RWBY and Yang, even RWBY and Yang, they don't really have moments together. Like, ever, as just the two of them. It's always, like, as a group conversation. Do you know what I mean? I mean, there was that one moment when Yang was comforting RWBY after the conversation with Salem, but that doesn't really count because they didn't say anything. Okay, yeah, I'm going to stop now before I go into a full rant. Alright again, guys, it's been Master 2010. If you want to play anything else or react to anything else, or if you have your own theories about how this works, then put it in the comments down below. Please like, subscribe, and see ya!